Today on Public Eye News, the Marquette Sheriff's Office responds to an alleged scam attempt at Red Lobster. But first, we'll have everything you need to know about the recall affecting Ford vehicles.
Coming up, Dylan Dubé will have your weather forecast where we'll look into conditions for the next couple days. Later, he will also bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Toby Camilli.
And I'm Aubrey Huddleston, and this is Public Eye News. Ford Motor Company has recalled certain vehicles made between 2024 and 2025. An increased risk of crash has been estimated to affect over 260 vehicles such as F-150s, Broncos, Explorers, Mustangs, and the Lincoln Aviator. This comes after it was discovered that these vehicles have a faulty transmission valve that can cause unexpected movement and gear failure. Affected owners can expect to receive letters in early May, and if you are notified, Ford dealers will replace the faulty valve bodies for free. And for those looking to protect their forests, the Michigan Forest Legacy Program is now accepting nominations. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service and the Michigan DNR, the land acquired through this program will protect outdoor recreational activities such as fishing and hunting for future generations. Nominations are due May 2nd, and funding will begin during the 2027 fiscal year. Nomination applications can be found on the Forest Legacy Program's website.
State Representative Carl Bonak has introduced the bipartisan Michigan Broadband Accessibility Act, aiming to expand high-speed internet across the state, especially the Upper Peninsula. Bonak's plan would make a tax exemption for broadband grants, which would allow both public and private investments to go into broadband infrastructure development. With many rural communities lacking reliable internet access, this is seen as a step in the right direction. The plan has gathered support from both Republicans and Democrats. The Michigan Youth Challenge Academy is now accepting applications for its next class, Cycle 53, starting July 13, 2025. The free voluntary educational program is for at-risk youth aged 15.5 years old to 18 years old. Applicants must attend an in-person information session as part of the process. Sault Ste. Marie will be hosting a meeting for the program on May 21st. For more details, visit the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy website. The Marquette County Sheriff's Office is warning the public of a scam going on at Marquette's Red Lobster. Deputies talked to the restaurant's employees and were informed about numerous people going into the restaurant with laminated flyers advertising a free meal from MASA, Medical Transport Solutions. The flyers indicate that MASA is a private ambulance service. Red Lobster was aware of this claim and is not honoring the free meal. The investigation is still ongoing and updates will follow. If you know anything about the situation, call the Sheriff's Office tip line at 906-225-8441. And in D.C. today, lawmakers and national security experts want answers after reports that Trump's top officials discussed military operations in a group chat. It comes as the Senate Intelligence Committee holds its annual hearing on worldwide threats. CBS News' Natalie Brandt has the latest.
I think this is one more example of the kind of sloppy, careless, incompetent behavior, particularly towards classified information.
As lawmakers grill top national security officials at an annual hearing on threats facing the U.S., many are questioning why high-level Trump administration officials were reportedly discussing plans to attack Houthi targets in Yemen over the encrypted but not government-approved messaging app Signal.
Obviously not a good thing. Again, it'll be up to the president, seeing how he wants to handle it. I'm sure it's a mistake that's been corrected right now.
Could have had airplanes shot down. I mean, right now we might be talking about possibility of POWs in Yemen.
The Atlantic editor-in-chief, Jeffrey Goldberg, says he was accidentally invited to the group chat by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
I inadvertently discovered a massive security breach in the way the national security establishment conducts its business.
Goldberg says the messages included information about weapons packages, targets, and timing of the March 15th strike shortly before it took place.
The White House press secretary said this morning no war plans were discussed and no classified material was sent to the thread.
This was a breach.
H.R. McMaster served as national security advisor under the first Trump administration.
What happened here is they traded off security for convenience. You just can't do that.
The White House press secretary also says the president continues to have confidence in his national security team, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Now don't touch that dial, because Dylan will be right back with your weather report after this short break.
Militant accelerationists are neo-Nazis who want to use terror and violence to bring down our government and create a new white ethno-state.
What's interesting about this collective is how transnational it is.
These people on Telegram were trying to stir other people to commit acts of incredible violence.
Premieres Tuesday, March 25th, 10, 9 Central, only on PBS.
Welcome back. It's me, your pal, Dylan Dubé, with your Public Eye weather forecast. Taking a look at the roof cam, we can see that the skies are a sort of dull gray as the clouds roll in, and we can see that the snow has started to litter the campus grounds once again. Looking at the peninsula, we can see that conditions in Houghton are 29 degrees and partly cloudy. It's sunny in Ironwood at 36 degrees. It is 33 degrees and cloudy in Iron Mountain, and it is also cloudy south of the UP in Menominee, 36 degrees. Taking a look at the east side of the peninsula, we can see that it's 33 degrees and cloudy in Escanaba. It is 31 degrees and cloudy in Manistee, and it is snowing in the Sioux at 27 degrees. And it is 29 degrees and cloudy in our lovely Marquette. Delving into Marquette, we can see conditions are cloudy, and the winds are coming in at north-northwest at 20 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 3.05 inches and rising. Later tonight, conditions are going to be partly cloudy with a low of 18 degrees, and the winds are going to be west-northwest at 50 miles per hour, and our moon phase is a waning crescent. Tomorrow, conditions are going to be mostly cloudy as that sun starts to peek through just a tad. We're going to have a high of 43 degrees and a low of 32 degrees, and our winds are going to be west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. Looking at the latter half of the week, we can see Thursday, we're going to have a high of 38 degrees, a low of 24 as the sun continues to peek out. Friday, we're going to have a high of 36 and a low of 27 as we have a wintry mix of rain and snow. And Saturday, we're going to have a high of 31 degrees and a low of 28 degrees as the snow starts to trickle down once again. That's all I have for weather. Let's hear some statewide news back at the desk.
Thank you for that lovely weather report, Dylan. And hopefully there's some more snow and it's not quite over for the season. And now looking into some more statewide news. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel and the former director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau have released a statement opposing the federal decision to shut down the CFPB. In the joint statement, Nessel highlights the importance of the Bureau in protecting Michiganders against financial abuse and fraud. The Trump administration shut down CFPB operations early last month, and Michigan can no longer depend on the agency, according to Nessel. Since its creation in 2011, the CFPB has returned over $20 billion to Americans and acted on more than 90,000 complaints from Michigan residents alone. And the Michigan Gaming Control Board, or MGCB, has sent cease and desist letters to 10 different offshore operators owned by Apex Dynamics. After investigation, it was determined that the Belize-based company has been illegally offering casino-style games to Michigan residents. The MGCB determined that Apex Dynamics had violated multiple Michigan state laws, including the Lawful Internet Gaming Act, the Michigan Gaming Control and Revenue Act, and the Michigan Penal Code. If these operators don't cease all illegal activities within 14 days of receiving the cease and desist, they will face further legal action. And this month is National Sleep Month, and a new survey reveals that many Americans who suffer from sleep apnea aren't getting the treatment they need. With more, here's CBS News' Michael George.
Thomas Dewey has been snoring for 20 years. The 59-year-old tried a dental device and nose strips. A few months ago, his wife told him it was getting worse.
My wife started saying, "You're scaring me. I want to wake you up because you're struggling to breathe."
Thomas, who's recently retired and very active, also noticed he was feeling tired.
I started feeling a bit tired during the day. I'm a very active guy. I'm rehabbing my house in Florida. I have no reason to feel sleepy during the day.
A sleep test reveals he suffers from sleep apnea. New research from the National Sleep Foundation finds while nearly 90% of Americans say it's a serious condition to be treated, nearly 1/3 diagnosed are not currently being treated.
You're at increased risk for cardiovascular events, metabolic disorders, cognitive dysfunction, emotional and mental health problems.
The report estimates about 30 million Americans suspect they have sleep apnea and have not been diagnosed. And while most of the population knows CPAP is a frontline treatment option, they aren't aware of other options.
Things like lifestyle changes, diet, drinking behavior, smoking, exercise, surgical options, implantable medical devices. There are mandibular advancement devices.
Thomas is looking forward to when his CPAP machine arrives.
Waking up not tired, waking up refreshed, not feeling sleepy during the day.
He's glad he listened to his wife so everyone can start sleeping better. Michael George, CBS News.
After this short break, Dylan will be right back with a sports report you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
1, 2, 3.
A change is happening.
Let the groove take over.
Which is perfect.
The age of discovery is now.
When you hear it, you know what it is.
I am quite overwhelmed.
It's a joy to be in this world.
Welcome back. It's me, Dylan Dubé, with your Public Eye Sports Report. Taking it down the court, Lake Superior State University went up against Dallas Baptist University in the Elite Eight of the NCAA Division II tournament. Heading into the contest, Lake State attained the title of 2025 Midwest Regional Champions after a win over the University of Missouri St. Louis Tritons in the Sweet 16. Lake Superior State would fall short as Dallas Baptist University would maintain a strong lead throughout the second half that LSSU just could not make their way back from. The game would close out 98-85, and despite the loss, LSSU marks an impressive season with a formidable 30-7 record. Keeping it on the hardwood, Dylan Keel of NMU's men's basketball team has been honored in the NABC All-District Second Team. This accomplishment comes after Keel conquered conference play as he is the only player to hit double figures in every single GLIAC game of the regular season. He recorded an average of 17.6 points over the span of those 20 games, and including postseason, the 6'6" forward averaged 16.3 points and 6.8 rebounds a game while shooting 49.7% from the field. Keel joins the 1,000-point club after his monumental season, becoming the 35th player in program history to hit the 1K point mark, and the first since Max Bjorklund in 2022. And finally, taking a lookie at the pitch, the NMU women's soccer team has welcomed Nathan Phillips as their new assistant coach. Phillips joins after a stellar run at Millikan University, where he helped transform the program from a 5-7-3 record to a historic 14-4-1 season, which allowed Millikan to host a playoff game for the first time in their program's history. Head coach Aaron Egolf is thrilled, saying that Phillips is going to bring a plethora of knowledge and personality to the team. With coaching stints at Millikan and Southwest Minnesota State, plus multiple coaching diplomas, Phillips brings serious credentials to the Wildcats. Now, with NMU's coaching staff complete, the team is ready to chase new heights. That's all I've got for this Public Eye Sports Report, and the desk is calling.
Thank you for that sports report, Dylan. Sounds like an awesome year for UP basketball with Lake State making the Elite Eight and Keel reaching the 1,000-point club.
Yeah, that's a very strong feat that only 35 people have ever made, so that's pretty cool.
And he's got one more season left to see what he can prove.
Yeah, maybe he'll be an all-time scorer. Who knows? And that's all the time we have today at Public Eye News. I'm Aubrey Huddleston.
And I'm Toby Camilli.
And we'll see you next time.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.